This might be old news, but, well, this is still going on. I'm not kidding here. What the fuck, Texas? They're still pursuing a case of where a kid made a joke on Facebook. The United States of America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, are still pursuing a criminal case against a kid who made a joke on Facebook. And the Texas prosecutor just will not stop. This is a bully tactic. You know, it's not like trying to convict someone like a rapist or a, mass murderer or someone like that. This is just bullying. In the end, this is all it is. You have people in a position of power filing a charge against someone for something absolutely fucking trivial and then continuing to push it for 2 years. No one has had the common sense to say this is a bullshit case and just throw it out and let this kid go free. No one's going to be harmed by Justin Carter, quite frankly, just going free and being done with this crap. No one's going to be harmed if his criminal history just gets wiped and that you're done with it. Because, so far, all this case is at the moment is just trying to hammer someone into the ground for making a joke based on some retarded law that basically has no spirit or meaning behind it. I mean, really, in the end, I don't believe in the word of the law. I believe in the spirit and the principles that go behind it. I believe if you go out onto the road or something like that and run someone over, on purpose, I believe that's murder. I don't believe, I believe that the actual spirit of the law is what, should be followed, not necessarily the letter of the law. And, this particular situation violates any spirit of any law worth even considering or counting as valid in a free and open society. The land of the free and the home of the brave, I mean, this is a pretty shitty example to set for the rest of the world, especially in a country that wants to police the rest of the world, like the United States. It's really becoming a bit insane how they're going to continue this case on for probably another 4 years until I imagine the, prosecutors will eventually give up. But the case has been going on and on. They're not going to fucking stop until someone fucking makes them stop. And I really think this is quite frankly just insane, and it's just stupid. The DA will not stop, and no one's going to make him stop. Because this is just bullying in the end. It's like with the case of Aaron Swartz. All that kid did wrong was go to a library and borrow and write down a hell of a lot of books. And he's being charged with 1,000,001, charges under the Computer and Fraud and Abuse Act. And they wanted to make an example out of him. And I think this is another situation where, the governments want to make an example out of Justin Carter. And I really think this is, quite frankly, a situation where it's just really a matter of bullying. It's not particularly a reason why we should prosecute someone like this. I mean, Justin Carter's not a rapist or a criminal or someone on that level. He's not actually taken a victim. I mean, you can't come up with a victim in this situation. The only victim I can see is Justin Carter. And, the DA's office will not stop on this. They'll continue to berate this kid and make his life absolute misery. And really, in the end, for what? I mean, it's a different situation to charge a pedophile like this and to pursue a case like this when dealing with someone like a pedophile or a murderer or a rapist or somebody who's done, stolen from the poor or committed a serious crime. I mean, it's a different case to do this to someone like in the White House who lies and misrepresents facts, in front of Congress. But in the case of Justin Carter, it really does seem that he is the one being victimized by a systematic attack against him on the part of the DA's office. And it really does disturb me that, Texas are just doing, the Texas citizenry are just doing nothing about it. And I find this quite frankly disturbing. I think that this situation could probably be brought under control by quite frankly people just, like, for example, big YouTubers saying, hey, this is wrong, having people agree with them, and quite frankly emailing the Texas DA office to say it's wrong. I'm going to go ahead and actually email the DA office myself and say that this is quite frankly wrong based on everything I have seen so far. I've done a bit of reading into the Justin Carter case, and I don't believe that there's actually a really a case against him other than, you know, this being a giant bully tactic. I'm going to leave my video here and allow people to come to their own conclusions. I believe personally that the case against him is weak as hell, and it's just utterly wrong to actually pursue it against him. I'm going to email the DA's office after I've done a bit of research. I'm just going to tell them that this is just wrong, it's a bully tactic, and it needs to stop. I encourage people to share it and actually mobilize and do something, because really in the end, when, you know, people do nothing, other people just do whatever they like, and, you know, when we start actually, you know, doing something about this, I think that change can actually happen. But, you know, I've got a small subscriber base, so if you have a bigger YouTube channel, I suggest you do something about it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.